Well, I thank you for all the gracious lies that you've said about me tonight. Senator Wallin, President Naylor, Dr. Rotman, Mark Poznansky, my darling Angie. I thank you, Minister Murray, for coming here and making this an important night in your life schedule. And Minister Goodyear, for including us in what I know is a very busy life. I congratulate the other honorees, Len, Gord, and Bonnie and YM Sciences. I also want to thank the outstanding Doctors Trinick and Hudson for executing their grand endeavors so brilliantly and bringing to fruition some of our dreams in Mars and the Ontario Institute of Cancer Research. It would appear to someone who came from another planet tonight that my life has been a life of only successes. It has not. It's also consisted of many failures, but don't ask me to recount them. I don't remember my failures. I tried to adopt Babe Ruth's motto, don't let the fear of striking out get in your way. But strike out I did. And I want to leave the young people here tonight who hold our future ministers in their collective hands with a few thoughts. I'm hardwired, I admit, in my DNA to think positively. And I've had great teachers who have tempered that with the need for care and wisdom in applying that optimism. People like John Evans and the great Lou Simonovich. Lou Simonovich, 90 years of age and still telling me every week what to do. God bless you, Lou Simonovich. And John Dirks, all three of who received this award in previous years. Ken Knox and David Lindsay, also awardees, Gerald Slemko, Tim McCunn, Dale Patterson, Joe Rotman, Tony Cruz, Barb Miller, Mark Poznansky, my Angie, my family. Thank you for being here tonight. Troy and Sarah and Ben and Denise and Joan. They taught me to consider but not be deterred by the pessimists, to think nobly, to want to do good. They followed the advice of Hashing Akhtar, who said, an intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. They all, like Lou Simonovich, have courage and genius to spare. They refuse to be deterred by naysayers, and at times move their personal universes in opposite directions. It has become popular to quote a famous quote from the movie Apollo 13, failure is not an option. You've heard that. Failure's not an option. Well, I'm here to tell you that failure is always an option, always a possibility. Because nothing is certain, adopting the notion that failure is not an option dooms one to never attempting anything audacious or transformational. Fearing failure is not an option if you're to make fundamental change or challenge the common view. Remember, the common view is usually just common. It's the uncommon view that gives the possibility of transformational change. If you attempt something that's uncommon, audacious, grand, or transformational, and you fail, you'll know that you tried to do something noble and great. If you fail, you'll only regret that you didn't succeed. If, on the other hand, you attempt it, you will always live with you don't attempt it, you will always live with regret that you didn't have the courage to try and possibly, but only possibly, fail. You made failure certain because you never tried because of your fear. Fulton Osler said, "Many of us crucify ourselves between two thieves, regret for the past and fear of the future." Now, God gave us nights for a reason. For some, it's to cower in the darkness, regretting the failures of our day and paralyzed by our fears of public failure on the morrow. He didn't mean it for that purpose, I don't believe. It's a time to dream new dreams of things great to accomplish and pass around obstacles put in the way by our opponents. It's time to refill our tanks of courage, to get above the traffic of our lives and see paths no one else sees, paths to accomplishment, roads to glory. And should we find that the road ends, we need to recognize it has and choose a new road to even more audacious and noble goals. Winston Churchill said, "Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." Because you see, our lives don't begin and end with a project. We are lives, not projects. Our goal in life should be to leave the world a better place. That takes a lifetime of trying. I said trying. Not always succeeding, but trying. Having the wisdom to know when, for circumstances beyond our control, and that's the operative phrase, beyond our control, that the project has failed, and then to move honorably on. Don't wallow in regrets. Take a night of dreams. Refill your tank of courage. Drain the engine of fear. Articulate a vision. Recruit the team. Empower them and share the vision. Ignore the commonly held view. And educate yourself with the fantastic possibilities. Get the facts right. Understand the road to success. And learn from your past successes and failures. Then rise in the morning with the faith that you can succeed. Winston Churchill never admitted allowing fear to enter his heart. In 1940, just having taken over the role of Prime Minister of a threatened empire, he said, "I take up my task with buoyancy and hope. I feel sure that our cause will not be suffered to fail among men. At this time, I feel entitled to claim the aid of all, and I say, come then, let us go forward together with our united strength." JFK, when faced with the supremacy of the Soviet Union in space, said in his famous Man on the Moon speech, "For while we cannot guarantee that one day we shall be first, we can guarantee that any failure to make this effort will be our last. We take an additional risk," listen to this, "by making it in full view of the world, but this very risk enhances our stature when we are successful." And an inspired President Nixon in 1970, declaring his war on cancer, said, "The time has come in America when the same kind of concentrated effort that split the atom and took man to the moon should be turned toward conquering this dread disease. Let us make a total national commitment to achieve this goal." In the first two examples I've just cited, success of the primary goal occurred with resultant glory and accolades. In the latter, although they failed to reach the goal, the benefits to science, and in particular biotechnology, has been transformational. We in Ontario today are in the best of all times possible. We have progress in science that's nothing short of spectacular. We have enlightened administrations, both federally and provincially, that embrace the industry and give support to truly transformational models of translational medicine like MARS and the Ontario Institute of Cancer Research, that at one time were only dreams. On the other hand, we have a real and present valley of death in our world of translational medicine that has broadened into a chasm with no apparent solution offered. And we have deficits facing the governments that appear to be an obstacle to any great and audacious solution that would depend on them. But there is a solution to the valley of death, and the economy will strengthen and deficits will end. And so, it's time for us to collectively welcome the night when regrets will not be tolerated, but rather we will dream dreams of great and glorious futures, of noble schemes and roads to success, to rise tomorrow with hope, enthusiasm, a plan, and with the courage to fail. And in the end, to make this province, this country, and this world a much better place. A better place because of what Ontario biotechnology has and will contribute. Thank you. God bless. Good night. And may you all have spectacular dreams.